that this operation now will simulate in that order that's set up there. So, today you just kind of stop that loop right here. Now, there's a couple of really, really cool things about working inside a solid program like SolidWorks. One of them is, of course, you can see when I'm taking parts, you can actually realize that there's a full body. When I was taking parts, I was just taking it one time, you can actually realize these full bodies. But the other thing is that we can easily obtain other solids. So what I want to do is I actually want to go in and kind of control these center tools that we have in here and take care of those. So if I open up in here, I can actually go into what's called fixtures. And then here, just go on to trigger this bolt here. And again, just like before, I can say, every single bolt, anything that's identical to this, and I can hit avoid them all. And now, you can go and look at this. Structures and fluid, of course, because it's going to say, hey, now you found real areas, so now I'm going to be careful. Let's look at that. And now you'll see that actually our tool head here now will actually show the bolt and will actually just avoid that area. Again, just, a couple of tricks, you're way ahead of have to create certain geometry for avoiding and really spend time throwing things up. You can just quickly stick things inside the solid and do stuff. Other thing that I really think about this, working inside solid, is that the collision detection is very accurate because everything is one inside solid bodies. We can actually come in here and set things what we want to do on collisions, when we want to pause them on the different areas. So now if I set this on, we actually see that we will have some warnings because it's going to be laminated and stuff and set this up correctly. And you will also see that as I'm running on a fluid blade, I will also get some warnings and stuff like that. So that is really powerful inside SolidWorks. Okay, SolidWorks system, we actually can do that kind of stuff. So if you're ready, or the CAM software is ready when it comes to how we do things, here's the real cool power about CAMWorks, and that is that we can actually set these scenarios up by itself. There's something called differential features and differential features, and then when we generate the toolpath, we go from these features that we found into these different operations where we see that these are tools. We can control over this, and it's very easy to use. It's all done through the Access database that controls all the different tools and stuff like that. If I just go into this operation to look at here, I'm right-clicking on it, I'm going to say edit the definition, okay, that's what we're working for. We can see that we got our tool, and then we got tooltips. And tooltips in here is totally customizable. There's thousands of tools. If I just go in here right now and say I want to add another tool, it actually comes up with a selection filter just because there's so many tools that you have to have. And just looking for flat angles between 0 and 9 inches, you'll see a selection. And you can add to this, or you can subtract to it. You can start over. You can use these modifiers whenever you want. You can see all the different kinds of tool images right here. And you can actually create these tools for your specific machines too. So you have a machine that holds certain amount of tools. You always want to keep those tools, and then you can set up. It's just picking those when you go along. Also here, when we go in and looking at the different costs, these are very standard for most CAM parts. You can pick how you want to attack different parts and stuff like that. I just said there's an add-on now volume that you can purchase that you can edit here. But we also have access to this database. So this pocket here, so this piece of automatically when it's looking at heavy color. That's not a coincidence that I picked the heavy color. That was something that I had actually set up because I actually like for this type of size pocket to use a heavy color. So now what I can do is I can actually go in here and I can control this in the Access database and make sure that I use the heavy signal because I like that heavy signal. Maybe how it answers the part, how it does all this stuff. All this stuff can be edited in here if you really want to dig into the technology database and set this up to get it customized how you want to do stuff. I showed before how to automatically found the tab codes. You can even justify that. You can even go to the point where if you put in a whole wizard hole that measures up to 0.1, then it will automatically pick a tab. You don't even have to actually make it find the hole. So this technology database is a cool thing that you can run around about. You can totally customize it. You'll see in here we also have tools. And we got all the different tooling in here. You can make your own colors. Creating colors in here is just basically doing it with all sketches and SolidWorks and implement them in here. And you can go in and look at different tools. There's a preferring tool in here. You can set up all the different tools that is in here, tab tools, and everything you can go in here and set here. What you also do, this is new with 2011, but you just do, but back in here, we can just go in here and we can set up our different bindings in here. Like I said, maybe, step down. First card is 200, maybe you only want that 100, maybe I want to step over to the, 85, because that's what I like. All I have to do when I've done this is I can actually just save that back to that database by going into that operation and just go in and right click and say save this operation. And when I do that, do you want to pre-override it or do you want to make it full? So you can create your totally own strategies. If you like pretend we have a rectangle pocket like this and you like to maybe go around with color there with a finger or something. You screw your strategy, you throw it right in there, and now every time you pick a pocket that has that length or that width, then it's automatically going to take that color, use the features you like, use that, lead in, lead out, and apply the same color and maybe a finishing color you like or something like that. You can see here we got crossroads and stuff like that. I'm going to answer questions. If there's any questions at the end of the session, by the way, or the chat area, you can put in your stuff there. So all this stuff here is totally customizable with the database. And the database, the way it comes is fully loaded. It's not like you have to set anything up. The really what happens is that most people, they use the database the way it came the first few months, and they're not seeing that they're tweaking these things all the time. That's what a lot of CAM is about today, is that we're tweaking the same things over and over and over again. This is neat that you can actually just customize the technology base and go on it. And then you don't have to worry about it anymore because, now to your liking to the actually, the smart guy who actually knows how to run these machines and stuff like that. So that's really neat. And another thing I showed with the assembly machine is something like 4-axis machine. So 4-axis machine is always, a lot of companies are getting into this and using more and more. And here I just got tools over this place in here. I got some tops and tails here. And what I'm going to do is basically the same thing on this part here. I'm going to go into the top factor. I'm going to say this is the tops I want to see. And now I'm going to go down and say I want all 4 of them. So I'm just going to click and say all instances. And now I can pick all 4 of them. So now I know that I don't really have to worry about, seeing these, how it goes. And I can go, now I can just go in and take a machine that this time takes another or possibly one right that doesn't need something that has horizontal machines. I got a machine right here. I was saying before how you can set up tool grids. So this is where you can set up different tool grids for different machines if you want to, and pick it for that machine. Okay, so now when I pick this machine, I can use it again. I'm just going to go in and say, I want to, extract all the machine features for it. It doesn't manually go on. So take a second. And you'll see now again it finds all these different machines right here, right? And at this point here, you can see how each operation is kind of like created. But maybe it's not the best thing for machine standpoint. Maybe machine one part, then go to the next part, stuff like that. This is process that I showed you. So I'm going to go ahead and get like tool path. And then if I go in here to verify this, you'll see here, I'll get some item. The collision detection. Just ignore this for right now. You'll see how machine is marked here. It's going to continue with this part and finish this part up before it's going to go to the next one, right? What, for this instance here, right now, I can find this maybe about the equity. So what I can do again, so make this as easy as possible to do this kind of stuff. And then to go in here let's see here. See here. So go ahead and solve the operation, and again, it's going to cross cells. And when I do that, then you actually see over the tree here, and now it's just going to jump across the whole thing, and now it actually makes sense with these tools. You see how it's rotating around here, and you can set this up to see how it's going around wherever it needs to do this kind of stuff. This is what it set up. You can actually also at this point here, before we used the, to avoid screws, we went in and used the board area before. We can actually do the same thing here. Instead of using the board, we're just going to use simple representations of our tombstone and our visors here. See here, so we have 4 visors, and maybe the base down here. But instead of saying avoid all, I'm just going to say I want this extent to show up here. And now we're going to simulate this. So it's going to take longer here. Okay. Now you can actually see our representation here that we extend the lights again. It makes it a little bit easier to just, see what's going on here when it comes to machine this. So, very easy to kind of like set up and do stuff. And other exercises you can see here, these link chains and separation. Again, for a center drill, for example, you just need to chain one to basically link together, because it knows when it comes to our machine, you get a lot of operations, so you don't have to go through and do all these stuff here. And I actually never really combine these either, right? So that's all for it. Now, back to the next one here. File management. This is a big issue with when you have CAM, you have CAD, you have all these different programs, and how, you keep showing through all your files and stuff like that. What's really neat about this integrated CAM is that it's frequently PM2, right? Because everything is right inside Solid. All the tool pins and everything is in here. Because what basically happens is that when I go in here, and I open up this part right here, then when I go in and I select my machine and stuff like this, like our camera's on right now, all this is saved right inside the part. But if you open it up in a solid sheet that didn't have anything in there, then you would never see it. You wouldn't even know that all this stuff's in here. So you can send files back and forth between the designers so you can, and you can just go ahead and send back and forth. Even if it's in there, there's no extra files that you got to keep. And that kind of like ties into the next most important one is what do you do when design changes coming along? Where today many companies are relying on that they spawn something on SolidWorks, they send it to the standalone CAM, they import it into their program, they use the Solid, they program from that, or they can actually create geometry. And then when 5 hours go by, that's something that's the design change, and now you're relying on that all the information comes from the designer, goes back to the guy again, that maybe program or something like that. And I tried where the designer's called up and says, we changed A, B, and C, and forgot to tell about D, and you make A, B, and C change, and now the part is scrap out of the machine because forgot about D. This is where I think that you really can handle a lot of cool things by having this integrated CAM again. Go back to this part, and let's go ahead and take our favorite mill again, our Hosby F1. And I'm just going to go ahead and insert a little pot setup on the top here. So we're just going to see from that point. And just like we did before, maybe we just want to take a couple of pockets here. So I have extra pockets. I'm just going to go to save pockets. And let's just pick these 3 pockets here. Machine here. And just fix it up here. Like this. We got 3 pockets. Generate an operation plan for them. And then we can mix tool there and go ahead and machine those 3 pockets, right? So we're very straightforward. We're done. Now, what happens with design changes? In this case here, we have less hours. So if this part goes back to the designer, he opens it up, he scratches his head and says, you know what, I think I'm going to change something. I think that in this part over here, I think that I'm going to, right now, this pocket here is 100,000 feet. I think that we should change that to 50,000 feet, right? So some of this pocket is changed, and, this pocket here is now 50,000 feet. How do you right now relate that back to the CAM rule that, hey, stop what you're doing, we have the expected change? Do you do this by going and, calling up, say, stop, sending over a model, and now you're hoping that, rep changes and stuff like that, rep history follows because, I hope that we don't end up something to the long rep. Yeah, so they're going to cameras. Cameras are going to call me up and say, hey, something changed. Do you want to do something about it? You don't want to do something about it, right? So it's just like, hey, you want to move one over, you just want to do it nice. I just don't want to do it nice. And now suddenly, we're going to look here, we will see that our changes and apply. And now, when we go into verification, these parts here, now it's only 50,000 feet. Just like that. So quickly, you can go in here and you can make these changes, and there's no really, big issue, approval, and all kinds of stuff that needs to be done with these parts. Because as soon as we go in and you see these changes, the software's going to come up and say, hey, fix the changes, what do you want to do? Do you want to process it, or do you want to, is this what you want, or is this not what you want? So you can see how quickly here that this thing goes back and forth, and you're not running into some huge labor-intensive things with this. And again, like I said before, we just put these things manually in. You can still at this point go in and say, extract sheet images and get everything I was talking to. Like I said before, you flip back and forth. Maybe you just want to, I actually want these threaded holes in here, so it's like I want to parts here, and I don't really care about the center, but I just want to keep this threaded hole. So I'm just going to go in here, hold down my control, and flip all this other stuff here. I don't really need that. Delete that one. I could also just press it as you saw before. You can also just, like I saw, press it, like I showed you right here. So it's just putting this whole here now, so we got the drill, the sample, and everything for this 3/16, that's right here. So you can see how quickly we can get ahead and just make design changes like that. Okay, so now something we have our sample. So that's how quickly you can add things. So you can then go in and quickly go in here and say, oh, no, we don't want to have to use it right now, so press it, and you see how they agree on to do that. So that is really, really where there's a lot of capability of keeping everything together, everything's right side solid ground. There's no need to kind of like panic about, thinking how to line those messages forward. And then I want to just show you quickly, this also, I'm not going to go through the programming process because that might take too long, but of course also, again, let's just also do Firex machine here. So I have this, the famous part here, and what's neat about the propeller, because we're using Firex and stuff like that, it's cool. Another thing is, you can see here, that this is actually the important model. This is dump solid. We don't use solid features to actually create this one, okay? We can use dump solid. You can you could actually just go into solid, sketch something, and just come to the sketch. You don't have to have everything on. Now this one here, I just basically put a little Firex toolpad in here, and we can just go in and simulate it through, right here, through the process here. You can see here, it's going through right here. Now there is actually also a simulation page that is an add-on with Canvas that you can purchase. And this is actually this cheap simulation product here because the kernel, the brains that runs the Firex is like Canvas actually, it's a German company called Lockwood, and they actually, this simulation piece that I'm going to go over in a second, but they'll go second. This simulation software was actually created by ModulWorks for them internally to test that Firex toolpad. So it's not some kind of a, that's just, make something that looks pretty, but actually used for them so they can actually, test this kind of stuff out themselves. So this kind of business. So they want a few seconds. Okay, thinking about colorful numbers. And now you can see here, we got something that could look like Firex itself. So let's turn off the lock shadow here. Let's zoom in here and just slow down a little. So as you can see here, so the Firex capabilities are also inside here for the, because I can't see what actually here, we're going to put it on this control because I'm hitting back here. You see this, it's not flashing right here. I can find it. So, again, Firex is, and Firex is actually, this is actually one of the easier program models I've seen for Firex when it comes into just any different stuff here. If I go out of this again here, just go into Canvas, and go to our definition. It's then easy. There's a few more tabs, of course, up here to set all this stuff up. But it's pretty easy with access control and still do the fixing angle. And, you got a lot. That's the biggest thing when it comes to Firex. You do get a lot of losses and stuff like that. But it's a fairly easy thing to handle here. So this is kind of like what I have to show with the milling page. And I hope that you guys found it helpful. I will now be giving help here for any questions you type into the session. We'll try to tag here with the next minute. So, any questions?